In 2018, we embarked on the journey of a lifetime, living and traveling full-time in our self-converted van.
We're gonna go for it.
Join us as we continue to explore the beauty around us, one adventure at a time.
Today we are leaving Safford, Arizona and heading 1 hour south. After spending 4 winters in Arizona, we are reminded just how large this state is. In fact, did you know that Arizona is ranked the 6th largest state in the United States? Everyone knows the top 3, Alaska, Texas, and California, followed by Montana, New Mexico, and Arizona, coming in at 114,000 square miles. In the next few weeks, we will be exploring new territory. Today, we are checking out a hidden gem. Some might even say a desert oasis.
Today we are in Arizona in between Safford and Bowie, about 20 miles north of Interstate 10. And this is Hotwell Dunes Recreational Area and Campground, maintained by the BLM. It's about 2,000 acres and there's sand dunes here. So this is bringing in people that like to off-road, but you know our van is not set up for off-roading, so there's something else that has drawn us in here, something that Carrie really loves, a true gem for the area. So I think we're gonna go check that out shortly here and show you what this area is all about. And I can tell you right now that Rudel loves it here. He absolutely loves the sand, the way it feels on his paws, and already had the zoomies once.
He had the sand zoomies.
He had the sand zoomies, and he thinks this area is all about him and playing ball, which it's gonna be.
Hi, buddy. Hi. You like it here? Yeah, you like the sand, huh? With the campsites tucked in amongst the trees, it is a short half-mile drive to the main attraction, a true hidden gem, and the reason we are here. I cannot pass up a chance to soak in hot water, especially hot springs. They're one of my favorite things. So I was doing a little bit of research about this area, and in the late 1920s, they were doing an oil expedition drilling in the area, and they hit a thermal pocket which produced 106 Fahrenheit hot water at 250 gallons per minute. The rumor is it's been flowing ever since, and you can see this building right behind me. This is the pump station. Now, the pools do drain at night, and the solar pumps the water in the morning. So if you come here, just know that about just before sunset they start to drain, and you'll need a few hours in the morning for the solar to kick in to pump the water, and if it's cloudy you might be out of luck. But how cool is this? Camping, off-roading, and having a soak in crystal clear, warm, hot water.
So it looks like most of the camping is before you get to the hot spring, but there is camping up past it. I'm just checking it out. Actually behind that bush there's a Class A, which that would be challenging. That sand looks pretty loose. So the guy must be a pretty good driver, or his rig does pretty good in sand. But that there's a couple of camp spots up here. Another one up here. That one there I would not drive to because it looks like there's a bunch of ruts and holes, like a lot of people have been stuck. But let's see if there's anything further up the road, because there is loose sand on this road, but it's fairly compact underneath it. I'm not saying you can't get stuck, but I think we'd be okay as long as we didn't make any 90-degree turns. And we're going uphill, so that means we could back out. This one here, you might get a lot of traffic from the off-road community too. And zipping right past your camp spot. All right, I walked up the road, maybe a half mile or so, and there is 3 more campsites that have picnic tables and shade canopies. And they're right above the hot spring. They're not far up the road. And there is 2 Class A's in those 3 locations, so only one of them is unattended right now. And that's taking a little bit of a risk. But what I did notice is each of them have, you know, a second vehicle, so they're not gonna get stranded if they do get stuck. But I wouldn't consider even bringing a 2-wheel drive up here by myself without another vehicle. Because even in the area that we're camping, I got off the road just a little bit, and when we started sinking in, I was able to back out. And we didn't have an incident, but once you get off the road here, or if you make a sharp turn, it's really easy to break through and get stuck. But if we had 4-wheel drive, this is the place to come up and camp. You get a lot better view, probably getting a lot better cell reception, and you're closer to the actual hot spring. There's one spot up here that's really good. The furthest out of the 3. I think that's probably the best spot here. Get 2 or 3 people in there, have your own little group, and you're only a 1/4 mile away from the hot spring, and it's all downhill on the way out of here. So it's just a matter of getting in there real slow and setting up camp. I would definitely risk that. Rudel didn't like me leaving him in the van. So a little history on this place. They were drilling for oil back in the 1920s, and hit hot water instead. So this is natural geothermic, but without the drilling, it would have never been exposed. I can tell you right off the bat, my favorite thing about this area is if I were to have an off-road vehicle, I could have so much fun here.
Yeah, it's a little hard for us because we're seeing all these Jeeps go by, so.
The next thing is the camping. So there's 10 camp spots before you get to the hot springs, and they're very private.
Yes.
And it's really beautiful here. The mountains in the background are just gorgeous.
The desert always surprises me. You think you're gonna come and it's gonna be barren and wasteland. And once you get down in here and you start looking around, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, of course, is the hot springs.
Yeah, well, that's pretty special.
And the night sky without the moon is amazing here.
Yeah, there's not much light pollution.
No, there's not. Okay, let's talk about what you need to know. We are 25 miles south of Safford, Arizona,
Yep.
and 20 miles north
Bowie?
of Bowie,
Yep.
which would be I-10.
Yep. Okay, so I will say that any size rig can get in here, but I don't really recommend anything giant because you are driving on sand. So if you're two-wheel drive and you're heavy, there's a lot of potential to get stuck here depending on your experience level.
Yes. Okay, so if you have a 4x4 or off-road vehicle and high clearance and all that, you guys don't need to watch this part of the video. You don't need to know any of this. But if you have a ProMaster, come at your own risk. Do not come here without traction boards.
Yeah, because the ProMaster is front wheel drive and they're heavy, they like to dig into the sand. So you are taking a little bit of a chance with that. So
do not go off the hard pack.
Yep.
Be very careful when you choose a campsite. We went to look at one and we stopped and the wheel started to spin.
Yeah, so we backed up immediately.
Back up immediately.
Good idea to bring a friend with you, maybe another vehicle, tow strap.
With a Jeep.
Yeah. Okay, so this is BLM property and it is $3 to get in. And I think the $3 covers the night stay.
Yes, and it's half price if you have the Golden Access Pass.
So $1.50. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you'll need to come with cash. It's cash only. It's $3 a night. You can stay, I think it's 14 days in a 28-day period.
Okay. So there's 10 sites before you get to the hot spring, and then there's another 3 sites after you get there. But the ones before the hot spring, I think you have a little bit less chance of getting stuck.
There are picnic tables and barbecue pits and fire pits and trash cans and pit toilets.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to say the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and the state of Arizona have done an extremely well job at this area.
Yeah, you can tell it's maintained. I mean, everything's super clean.
Yeah.
In good shape.
Okay, so before we go into the hot tubs, let's talk about the camping at night. There are javelinas here. There are tons of coyotes that will come right up to your vehicle. Do not let your dog out at night off leash.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Javelinas will and can kill your dog if they're big enough.
Yep.
So Rudel does not go outside at night at leash. Also, it's a good idea to keep him on leash in the daytime. In fact, the rules are keep him on leash or under your control. And Rudel has a collar if he's not on his leash.
Yep. Make sure you bring water with you. There is no water available here, and that's the one thing you'll probably run out of first.
Yeah. Okay, so if you go to the hot springs, there are two tubs. They are solar powered, so at night, just before sunset, they start to drain. So there will be no night soaking here.
Yep.
When the sun comes up in the morning, the solar pumps start kicking in and they fill the tubs. So if you come here and it's cloudy or rainy or snowy, there's going to be no soaking.
Yep. If you come with an off-road vehicle, your regular vehicle that you're driving, your RV or SUV or whatever you're driving, doesn't have to have a flag, but any kind of off-road vehicle for pleasure, I guess, it has to have a flag on it with a bright colored flag.
Yes.
Anybody under the age of 18 has to have a helmet.
Good rules.
Yep.
So this is a really cool area if you have the toys. Now for us, we came for the hot tub, the hot water, and then we're going to move on to our next adventure because this is just torture for us, watching the Jeeps go by.
This is a really nice area though.
I will say the T-Mobile is not working out here, and Verizon has 1 bar at LTE, so this will be perfect for Starlink users.
Yes, it would be. We did find one place that the T-Mobile worked well, but
you can't camp there.
It wasn't a spot you could camp. So
by the hot springs.
You do have to camp in the marked campsite spots.
Yeah. All right, this is a hidden gem of Arizona. I'm glad we stopped and checked it out. If you're in the area and you have toys, definitely check this area out.
Or you like hot springs, yeah.
Or you like hot springs.
All right, we appreciate you watching our video, and we hope to see you next time. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. Thank you for watching.